Alright, this is Nash here. And another video, another good day. Today we're going to be talking about the Texas offensive line. Now, we have been, as Texas Longhorn fans, we have been treated to something special. We haven't seen this in a long time. The offensive line is developing. It is happening. We're getting recruits. This is not a fire drill, people, okay? We are actually looking like we're going to have a good offensive line in the future. And that's what we're here to talk about today. So be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and comment down below your thoughts on the future of the Texas offensive line. I am obviously pumped. While you're down there in the comments section, hit that link to Underdog Fantasy Football. Use code NASH for your first dollar for dollar deposit, up to $100, 100% guarantee. That helps out the channel a lot, and I appreciate all of y'all who do that. But we're just going to hump right into the video now. Kyle Flood. Open the floodgates. If y'all have seen my meme videos of him, he likes them big. He likes them chunky. I mean, this dude, he's going out there. He looks, this dude recruiting, it's like he's shopping on a he's like, oh, you know what? I'm just pushing the cart down. Oh, I want that. No, I want that too. You know, like, take your pick, Kyle Flood. Goodness. But so talk is cheap. I mean, do the stats back it up? A little bit, yeah. And then also, does the film back it up? I mean, I'm not by no means am I some guy that's going to be able to look and grade offensive line stuff. But the people who know what they're talking about are saying positive things. And this is just a nice development to have when you've had, I mean, I'm not trying to throw any names under the bus, but when you have former defensive linemen or guys that were recruited as 3-star defensive linemen and such, playing offensive line, like that's your hope, then yeah, you kind of got a problem. I mean, it was bad. We were relying on grad transfer linemen to come in, and one of those grad transfer linemen, shout out Calvin Anderson, who is starting on the Denver Broncos, one of the coolest things in the world. I used to know him in middle school. That is a really cool thing to see him do well. So I'm not trying to harp on these grad transfers, but what my point is without these grad transfers, these seasons that we had, where we had even a Parker Braun who wasn't all that we expected out of him, Calvin Anderson, without those two guys, the season it could have been a little bit worse on the offensive line those years. But we're seeing improvement. This is a long time coming. You look at the top row, okay, and this is going to be Football Outsiders. So let me not get ahead of myself. So when you look at the numbers here, the bottom, that's going to be, if you want to go ahead and pause this right now, that's going to be your definitions for all this. Now, there are 2 definitions that are missing. Those are more sack rates, but we're not really going to be focusing on those, especially seeing that we seem to have progressed in those a good amount. And I'm saying a good amount compared to what we've had in the past. I mean, this is all good stuff right here. But we're mainly going to be focusing on the rushing, the pass block or the run blocking here. But so the top week, that is Texas, what we entered into the season with. Then the second bar below that, that's going to be week 5 stats. The third bar from the bottom, or third bar from the top, sorry. That is going to be week 8 statistics. And then the far bottom bar, that's going to be week 12. That's where we are now. And so you can see right here, opportunity rate. And this is like, I mean, this is basically, this is when the offensive line does their job. This is the number that I pay attention to the most. We started at 75th or 78th in the nation, moved up to 25th in the nation by week 5, and this is in the running category. Dropped down slightly 2 weeks after to 27, and now we're sitting at 9th in the nation. This is, in this metric, a top 10 offensive line for run blocking. These are the nice things that you want to see with this offensive line. We're top 30 in everything except for the pass down line yards. And the power success rate, the stuff rate, you do want to see those go up. But you know what? We'll take it. I mean, at this point, with what we've had in the past few years, are you going to complain? Are we going to complain about? No, we are not, because these are all young. Let me pull up the thing again. This was from the transfer video that I did, and you can see we are going to, you might as well make that red for Christian Jones, but this offensive line, Jake Majors, that's it. That's your seniority right there. Jake Majors. You could even, Hayden Conner is an older, like when your older guys are going to be Kelvin Banks, Hayden Conner, Cole Hudson. Really, the entire offensive line is going to be almost the same class. I mean, this is a young, talented offensive line, and it's nice to see them trending upward. So I mentioned the PFF stats earlier. Let's head right on over to the PFF stats, and let's look at those. Pass blocking, you're going to see in a minute because it's a lot easier to see with that graph that you saw a minute ago. It does kind of go up and down a little bit. So there is that. But the run blocking, like I said, that's the one that I'm focusing on today. And it's nice to see those solid, it's just gradual improvement throughout the year. And these are the positive, like I keep saying over and over, I'm broken record on this. These are the positive things that you want to see with the Texas offensive line, and especially these young guys. So let's look at that graph to make it a little bit easier on y'all. And you can see that yellow line, it goes down because that was the grades, the overall grades from 2021, and then the brown line as well. That was the overall passing grades. So this offensive line, we'll see what the overall grades at the end of the year after Washington. But this offensive line has pretty much stayed or gotten a little bit better than what last year's offensive line was in the pass blocking scene. Now, run blocking, we've almost gotten to where we were last year, but this was the weird thing. It was like when you have the run, and like I said, I am by no means an expert when it comes to offensive line, but from people that know what they're talking about. Run blocking, it's easier when you're younger, you know? I mean, when you're a younger guy and you have less experience on the team, it's easier to tell them, go that way and just maul everybody. Just destroy everything in your path. Doesn't matter. Whereas pass blocking, there's a lot more technique that goes into it. You got to learn, especially like tackles, you got to learn the drop. There's just a lot more that goes into the pass blocking game than there is in the run blocking, because run blocking, it's more just can I out physical you, can I out dominate you. And to that note, if the only thing that we have, and I'm not saying that they were getting out physical or out dominated all the time, but if they just need that extra little bit of strength, these are freshmen. These are freshmen. These are dudes that are going to grow up with massive bodies from the guys that, like I said, he recruits them big. He likes them chunky. These dudes, if the only thing holding them back is a little bit of strength and conditioning, I cannot wait to see where this Texas offensive line ends up next year. And this Washington game, all eyes on that to see the rotation. This should be a fun game. I want to see some DJ Campbell. I want to see some Cameron Williams. I got to drop the meme in here one time for y'all. Big Cam Williams, he was spotted in London next to the Eiffel Tower. So, I mean, that dude, massive human being. I cannot wait to see him go out there and just try and I genuinely would, when his technique gets there, that should be fun watching defensive ends try and deal with that guy. But that's going to be the end of this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all took something away from it. Sorry if I kind of went left and right here, had some things kind of coming on in the background, but we do as we do, and hook 'em!